Teaching assistants will receive a monthly stipend for housing. Technologies on biotechnology is of crucial importance in the project developing. Textile manufacturing plays a large role in improving economies. That brief outline takes us to the beginning of the 20th century. That means we have so many struggles in the lab. That means we won't have any struggle in the lab. The exposure of advertising to children is open to much debate. Children acquire their first language without any conscious effort. The aim is to reduce the risks that people take. Protective clothing must always be worn in the laboratory. The application process may take longer than expected. The archaeologists' new discoveries stand out in previously overlooked foundations. The archaeologists stand out in previously outlooked foundations. The article extrapolates a number of very interesting experiments. The artists tied with politicians earned row of critiques. The artists other than politicians earned credits of their own roles as critics. The artists tied with the conservative politicians earned the roles of critics. The assessment of this course will begin next week. The author is currently the professor at the Cambridge University. The author's early works were less philosophical and more experimental. The book was supported by many faculty members. The business development seminar includes an internship with a local firm. The business policy seminar includes an internship with a local firm. The cafeteria features soup, salad, sandwiches, fish and chicken. The campus tour will help you to get familiar with the teaching facilities. The cart carries a single object. The cause and effect of problem. The celebrated theory is still a subject of a great controversy. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. The city's founder created a set of rules that became the law. The coffee house features sandwiches, salads, soup, chicken, and fish. The coffee house has a special student discount throughout the week. The commission of funds supported among authorities has raised an argument. The commissioner will apportion the funds among all the sovereignties. One function of body fat is to keep the internal organs warm. The company needs to polish its image. The curriculum is described in the course syllabus. The dance department elaborated stages performances each semester. The decision was made with the support of several faculty members. The development in the information technology has greatly changed the way people work. The dining hall will undergo renovations during the fall break. The author's early works were more experimental and less philosophical. The early works of this research were more experimental. The early works were more philosophical rather than experimental. The Earth's atmosphere is primarily composed of oxygen and nitrogen gases. The economic books are at the back on the left. The effect of advertising is open to much debate. The election of the president is held once every 4 years. The elective course introduces engineering students to construct practices and concepts. Sugar is a compound including carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen atoms. The essay will be published once the research is finished. International exchanges formed the important part of our study program. The exam application system has been upgraded for professional examinations. The exam system has been upgraded due to professional exams. The excursion for children is very much open to debate. The extent of advertising to children is very much open to debate. The faculty staff are very approachable, friendly, and extremely helpful. The features issued the same explanation of the problem. The final year will consist of 4 taught courses and 1 project. The findings of researchers are focused on the causes of diseases and treatments. The first assignment is due on the 14th of September. The following economic policy lecture has been cancelled. The garden behind the university is open to the public in the summer. The garden behind the university will open to the public in summer. The glimpse of dipping into this as a hobby is an enormously rewarding experience. The group performance will be in the concert hall. The guy is qualified to lead the groups into the mountain. The history of the movement was recorded by several writers. The history of the university is a long and interesting one. The human being competed with each other for resources and space. The importance of this event is not yet fully understood. The inhabitants of wildlife have been ignored by developers. The island is located at the south end of the bay. The issue burst the exploration of the problem. The key difference between courses is the kind of assessment. The key findings seem to contradict our initial hypothesis. The leading companies have changed their policies and procedures after their reports were released. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policy in the United States. The library has substantial materials of economic history. The library holds a miraculous collection of books on economic history. The lowest grade has been omitted from the calculation. The main concepts in this thesis were not new. The main concepts of these events were not yet fully understood. The massive accumulation of data is converted to a communicable argument. That means that they have so many struggles overlaps. The module of the work is more of a compositional style. The morning's lecture on economic policy has been cancelled. The most important details in this argument are missing. The most important process of farming is weeding. The most popular courses still have a few places left. The most striking thing about this budget of a smartphone cannot be seen on its face. The museum is closed on Thursday morning every month. Scientists were unsure when the early men first left Africa. The nation achieved prosperity by opening its ports for trade. The nearest automatic teller is in front of the anatomy labs. New media has transformed the traditional national boundaries. The new paper challenged the previously accepted theories. The new product failed due to a lack of demand. The new technician dropped the microscope in the biology lab. The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly follow the freshman categories. The placement test for mathematics and statistics is offered in this semester. The plight of local wildlife has been ignored by developers. The problem of postgraduate students is funding. The prosperity of the United States can be described as the consequences of its open exports. The qualification will be assessed by using a conference criterion to approach. The qualification will be assessed by using a criterion referenced approach. The railway makes long-distance travel possible for everyone. The real group will perform in the concert hall. The recent article shows a number of interesting experiments. The reconciliation is important, the basic underlying issue must be first addressed. The relative humidity is the amount of moisture that the air can hold. The relevant materials are reserved in the library. The report contains the most important information. The research on cyclone tropical forest are forecasting the weather conditions. The results of the experiment are reported in the table below. The result of the study underscored the importance of early detection. The same approach reached to the same explanation of the problem. The same issue featured both explanations of the problem. Renovation works have been undertaken throughout the building. The schedule allows plenty of time for independent study. The school's summer programs help students to accelerate their studies. The scientists found most of the studies today. The scientists now study a wide variety of atmospheric processes. The scientists use the web to explore the problems. The scientists will face both the explanations and the problems. The slide shows that there has been a minimal growth. The sociology department is highly regarded worldwide. The software companies design and create new products. The solar energy department is highly regarded worldwide. The spot of lecture on economic policy has been cancelled. The students have options to live in residences or apartments. The teacher asked the group to commence the task. A series of lectures showed economics have been recorded. The technician left the new microscope in the biology lab. The theme of the instrumental work exhibits more of a demure, compositional style. The theory has a great control of controversy. The thief visited homes of several people every day. The time of the math lecture has been changed to 10:30. The toughest part of postgraduate education is funding. The toughest part for postgraduate research is funding. Assignments should be submitted to the department office before deadline. The undergraduates need some specific sources to analyze a specific program. The university has a world-renowned school of archaeology. The university library has most of the necessary books. The university officer will help you locate housing and transportation. The university seeks the funds for renovation of the theatre. The university theatre group will be performing in the concert hall. The untapped potential of using sun rays is phenomenal. The untapped potential way to monitor sun's rise is phenomenal. Resources and materials are on hold at the library reference desk. The ways in which people communicate are constantly changing. The whole point of the project was to look at the norm but not the exception. The wildlife have been ignored by developers. Theft happens to 1,000 people every day. There are new innovations in the field of digital architecture. There are some doubts about whether these events actually occurred. There are still many people who struggle in the lab. There is a need for constructive dialogues between leaders. There is a strict eligibility criterion to undertake background speaker studies. There is a clear need for further research in this field. You should provide examples to support your ideas and arguments. There is not enough evidence to support this recommendation. There was a prize for the best student of the presentation. There was no correlation between drug use and cure rates. There was not enough evidence to support these recommendations. There will be a conference here next summer on using the web for academic research. These have also been found to contribute to the death of many marine animals. They have both grown up in the rural area and dislike the urban life. They have struggled since last year to make their services paid. They look at the health needs of the local community and develop plans to set priorities locally. They were struggling last year to make their service paid. This article refers to a number of interesting experiments. This class will look at the structure of the essay. This graph shows there is a minimum growth. This guy is qualified to lead the groups into the mountain. This means we will have so many troubles on the lab. This morning's lecture on economic policy has been cancelled. This newspaper challenges the previously accepted theories. This paper challenged the previously accepted theories. This schedule allows a lot of time for independent study. This slide shows that there has been a minimal growth. This slide shows there is a minimum growth. This software company designs and creates new products. Those events are not yet fully understood. Those students seeking formal extension should talk to their faculties for more information. Those who seek for formal extension should contact their faculty for more information. Those who want to apply for an extension should contact their faculty. To achieve full marks, an appropriate bibliography is required. To gain full marks, an appropriate bibliography is required. Today's lecture material will be included in the next assessment. Tours operate all year round, but the busier season runs from May. Traffic is the main cause for pollution in many cities. Traveling by boat on the river is not possible in winter. Tribes vied with each other to build monolithic statues. Try to work with each other to build up a sense of cooperation and team spirit. Undergraduate students may participate in specific stages within the program. Undergraduates may pursue their specific interests within certificate programs. Understanding how to use the library will save your time. University departments carefully monitored articles and other publications by faculty. University departments should carefully monitor articles and publications by faculty. University fees are expected to increase next year. Upgrading manufacturing systems can increase efficiency. Water filters on the campus will discourage the unnecessary use of plastic bottles. We are able to work in a team. We are on track for 1 billion tobacco-related deaths this century. We can work together to achieve high educational standard. We cannot consider increasing the price at this stage. We have sophisticated ways of studying the brain in action. We need to hand in the assignment by next week. You need to hand in an essay next semester. The meeting for first-year economic students is on Tuesday. We study science to understand and appreciate the world around us. We support the research on problems related to tropical cyclone dynamics and forecasting. We support to do research in the field of archaeology such as forecasting and estimation. You were able to contact a number of research subjects. Weather patterns have been changed significantly over the past 200 years. When bad drove out good, the local workers were more difficult than their competitors. When everyone commits to looking after their health, soft drinks will not be on the menu. When launching a product, researching and marketing are very crucial. When meeting high potential risks, companies will raise their price. When parents talk to children, the tense tends to be simplified. When workers ask for an increase in wages, the company raises its prices. When workers ask for higher wages, companies often raise their prices. While concealing ideas is desirable, basic underlying issues must first be addressed. While reconciliation is desirable, the basic underlying issues must first be addressed. Why has the project been held up for so long? Writing an essay is easy once the research has been completed. Years of training is required to become a medical specialist. You are required to complete the research paper by next Monday.